Hello guys, my name is NaToSaphiX. Today we have another video. This time it is yet another video for Play.gg. Today we'll be taking a look at the French player shox. Has he still got it or is it over for him? Let's check it out. Judging him from a purely statistical point of view, it does look like it's going from bad to worse. If you have watched my videos before, you will know that I won't just stop at the statistical point of view. We will have to go deeper. shox is one of the all-time greats, and in general one of the most veteran and legendary players in CSGO history. Known for his crazy pistol ability and his high fragging output throughout many years, shox is one of the best killing machines in Counter-Strike history. To properly evaluate a player like shox, we'll have to combine many factors. His mechanical skill, his decision making, his role in the team, and many more. From watching shox play in multiple demos, he seems to be a hyper-aggressive player, especially here on Apeks. And though he does get rewarded in a round like this, there were many more rounds where it just seemed like the aggression made zero sense. In this round, Apeks are up in a 5 versus 4, shox pushes out short, and instead of rotating back, he actually commits into this smoke. Since the smoke is fading shortly after, I'm not quite sure what he's doing. When you look to the veterans, you expect them to be very good at playing fundamentally sound Counter-Strike. But just 2 rounds later, shox is again in a 4 versus 5, makes an aggressive move, gets legged by an AWP through a wall, and on the retreat he actually gets taken down by the guy in lower. It evens up the scores. If we'll take a quick second to consult my friend Bill, who happens to be a graph, we'll see that the B anchor on Mirage gets the worst average statistics in the whole game. And can you believe it, shox is playing this exact position. He has to use his utility to even force back the AWP here, and when he drops the smoke on the bomb, the round is pretty much lost, as this afterplant from the T's is just way too strong. He ends up giving his life away to try and win the round, but it's not one of those rounds where you'll get statistically rewarded. This seemed to be a regular round in a regular Mirage game for shox. He gets a kill rotating over towards the A bomb site and then gets absolutely domed by Sin. And honestly, just overall, his life as a B anchor didn't have a whole lot of stuff happen. He would in some rounds, like this one, get a kill, and then his main priority would just be staying alive so that his team could win the round. I've sped up this part because it's pretty boring, but you will just see shox trying to hide and see his teammates take sort of over. This next part is a collection of clips where I feel like shox just doesn't look very good. This round comes down to a one-on-one against a guy with no kit, and there just has to be a better way of playing out this clutch. In the demos I watched, I felt like it was overall a problem that shox was not really careful enough. Take this round as an example, and then even the follow-up round where he gets a great push onto short, but then fails the jump, makes noise and gets killed for it. Then there was this round where, even though shox actually ends up with 3 kills, I just feel like he doesn't look particularly good while doing so. It is a pretty hectic round, so we can't fault him too much. But to me, it just looks like after him being at Liquid, it seems like he has an overly supportive mindset, and he's kind of lost this killer instinct that he was so famed to have. Watch this round on Inferno and tell me honestly if you feel like this is a move that a veteran player should be making. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to blame shox, and I'm not saying he's a lost cause, because I actually think he's far from it, but there has to be a better way at attempting the retake than just jumping through the smoke. His teammates do end up winning the round, so the end result does stay positive, but I feel like if you have a player like shox on your team, don't make him play a hard support role or make these weird pistol rounds where he's rushing Apps with no Kevlar, uses all his utility, jumps out Apps and just has to try and get kills randomly. After my extensive research and many shox demos watched, I can safely say that this guy still has what it takes mechanically. It's just his decision making that is lacking, and I think his mindset has been changed to a ultra support heavy style after his time in Liquid, which is sad to see. If you were sat there thinking, if this guy is still good enough, why are there no impressive clips to show? Well, then let me tell you, I've saved the best for last. In this round, shox ends up pushing B house and gets 2 kills, including the bomb. Then we have this round against Enterprise, where with basically nothing at hand, just a deagle, no Kevlar, shox decides to just push up mid, and I see very few players in the world who would be able to do this, where they just straight up contact mid with a deagle, no Kevlar, get an entry and collect the gun. shox also had rounds like these where he was following up closely on his teammate, throwing support utility, and when his teammate goes down, he gets the trade frag and in very impressive fashion. Then it goes over to the after plant where shox picks up a second and wins the round outright as Han goes for the save. My final conclusion on this matter is that shox's mechanical ability is still definitely good enough to compete, but it looks like he lost a lot of confidence in Liquid and it takes some time to build up his good decision making once again. A guy who is capable of doing things like this is definitely, in my opinion, not done yet. Thank you for watching ASMR.